Hi and welcome to UCN in collaboration project. This is gonna be the video for creating the bill of materials. Okay, basically we're gonna talk about the components that we need, the tools that you're gonna need. We're gonna get familiar with CCW, which is a Cisco tool, and we're also gonna get familiar with virtual engineering. In order to not get these videos too long, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain the CCW piece, and then I'm gonna go over very briefly over the virtual engineering options that you have. So basically we have the requirements here. This is what we need, the licensing and everything. Hopefully you got that from your previous meeting with the client. And now this is my notepad or my text application where I was able to gather all that information. We do have two sites. We have a headquarters, we have a branch office in North Carolina, two voice gateways, 4 PoE switches, and 2 UCS servers. Down below we have all the requirements for licensing and for contact center. We also have some features, which is what we're gonna be able to configure as soon as we have the infrastructure in place, right? So let's move on, and now let's go to CCW first. So what is CCW? CCW is a tool that is used for partners to be able to get information, get all the part numbers that the customer needs, and this is what is used to create the bill of materials. Now, first thing that we need to do is go into Google. We're gonna see a first requirement, which is 2 voice gateways with PRI. So Cisco is recommending the 4400 series routers. And here I see a 4000 series ISRs. Basically what I'm looking for is a data sheet. And inside the data sheet I'm looking for the part number. Basically this is the you have the specifications here on this page, which is good to know. But I'm just looking for the part number. And we're gonna go for a 4430 with a 4431. If I can speak today. Okay, so I wanted to show you two options for voice. We have two bundles. One that comes just with some PVDMs and some cube licensing, and this one that is VSEC. It comes with the security license. Very useful if you wanna do cube and then when I have an interface in the outside, you wanna be able to apply security to it, and maybe apply some base firewall to that configuration. Okay, now we go to the options. First thing that I like to do is just select the country that I'm gonna be using that device on, and what this is gonna do is gonna dictate the power cable just by changing that information. Here, the network interface module, we're gonna use the NIM multiplex trunk port for voice and data. And on top of that, we're gonna add a 32 channel DSP module. Okay, next we're gonna wait up for this thing to load, and basically if we don't see any errors here, we can just go and validate the whole thing. At this time I'm gonna pause the video, or you know what, I'm gonna continue and do the 4 switches, the 4 PoE switches. So I'm not gonna get complicated, and I'm gonna use just Cisco 2960s. And all I want to see is the data sheets. This is where I'm gonna find the part numbers, which is what I need to complete my bill of materials. Here are the specs. I just need this part. And then we want 48 ports, and we want them with PoE and full PoE actually. And this is X48 FP. And then let's look at the top. We're not looking at the remanufactured ones. Full power. And then you have options for land base. You have with different amounts of expansions for SFPs. But we're just gonna go with this one. We're gonna get 4. We need 2 per location. We're gonna validate the whole thing again. And the only thing that we need that it's required here is the country or the power cable. But I'm gonna go ahead and add a stack module. And then here I'm gonna go ahead and add the stacking cable, and I'm gonna choose the short one. Next, we have the UCS servers. So based on the amount of users that we have on this solution, it's 100 users. But I'm gonna go with the Business Edition 6000. And we're gonna go to the ordering guide, which is right here. This is a nice document to keep handy because it tells you all about the Business Edition 6000 offering. It tells you that you can have a maximum of 1,000 users, 100 contact center agents, and then the amount of devices that you can have on your solution. This is a BE6000S. This is 150. This is a UCS Express module that goes inside a router. And I believe this is a 4400 router. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and look for this guy right here. This is the medium density server. And then for some reason, if I go to this one, I have more information here. The 11.5 ordering guide. This one talks about the licenses that you can have. And we're gonna use the Unified Workspace License Standard, which is gonna let the users have up to 10 devices. 10 devices could include, IP phones, Java clients, IP communicators, and here is a breakdown of how that license is used. What we're looking for is the part numbers. And actually, I want to go ahead and change the servers because I went with the biggest one. Now our solution is not as big, so we're gonna go with the medium density. 2 servers. One thing to note is that this server does not include the secondary power supply, so we need to go ahead and add it to it. Now in the options here, we just need to specify the country, Once we specify the country, we are good because it has the power cable that it needs, or the 2 power cables that it needs based on the configuration. Okay, now the next thing that we're looking for is for the licenses. And then after we do the licenses, we're gonna do the phones. So where do we get the licenses from? We'll get it from this section, and this is gonna be the e-delivery software license. Now once we get here, we're gonna select this guy, and then we're gonna go to select the options. We're gonna have different options, which I'm gonna show you real quick. Okay, so you have starter bundles, which come with 35 licenses, and the best value here is the starter bundle for Cool, and we're gonna get that one. But we need more users, and we need to add 65 more users. That way we're gonna complete the 100. This one is for the license for the software that we're using, but this is related to upgrades. If you wanna specify the required software version, you come here to this link, and then in our case we're gonna use 11.5, the restricted software. Okay. And now what I'm looking for is for the Contact Center Express. They have different offerings. In this case, we do have 10 agents and 2 supervisors. And any of the pieces, it says that it's gonna be only 10 licenses. They have promotions for 5 licenses and 25 licenses. So to make it easier, we're gonna go with the 25 user license. Okay, and that's all that we need to do here. Now we're gonna move to the phones. This is what I'm missing right now, and I just want to make sure this populates correctly and it brings all the software. Now next thing is the phones. So down here I have 80 regular phones, 10 advanced user phones, and 10 executive phones. One thing I forgot to add was that we want video with this guys. So we're gonna look at the Cisco 7800s phones. Those are the ones very suitable for regular users, for regular usage as well. And then there's one key thing that I want to mention is that not all of those phones are gigabit capable. So we need to make sure that we know which are the ones that are gigabit capable from this offering. Here we have the part numbers, but this is not gonna cut it for us. So we just wanna go back to the IP phones, and I wanna show you this page because this one has a bunch of other information and all the endpoints, all the possible endpoints that we can get with Cisco. Now we're gonna open the compare models, and we'll be able to see all the phones that they have available. In this case, I already know which one I want. I just want to show you how to find it. But basically what I'm looking is a phone that it's 1 gig capable, that is not that expensive, and that everybody can use. And that's gonna be a 7841. If you notice from this line, this is the only one that it's gigabit capable. And we're gonna get 80 of those phones. So it's a CP7841 K9. We're gonna get 80 of this guy. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna look for the advanced user phones. We'll still have the 7900s here listed. I think those are gonna be phased out at some point, but they're so good that I think a lot of people keep ordering them. So now I want to have video. So if you notice, if you want to look closer, the 8845 from this line is the only one that has video. And if you look at here, integrated video, you're gonna see yes, and it's a 720p high definition. So what I want to do, and this is also 1 gig capable. So I want to assign 10 of those phones, CP8845, and that's gonna be for the advanced users. Now we need 10 phones for the executives, and we want them to be video enabled. So we're gonna go with the 8865s. This is CP8865, K9 equals, and 110 of those guys. We're missing here. And this is basically a full solution with just dial tone, voicemail, and contact center. And we also have included into the pricing the I am on present software, which it doesn't show here, and also the VCS Expressway, which we're gonna talk about at a later point. But this is it for this video. Thank you for watching.